Blimey, I haven't even pressed the button and there's two people watching. Hello. Well done. Going to be a bit of a difference in it in a moment. There'll be a little bit of a difference because the minute somebody comes on and says something I don't like, I'm going to just block them. Hello, Angela. Nice to see you. We've got 7 people watching. First comment. Hello, Bean. Nice to see you. Kian. Nice to see you. Yeah, nice to see you. Charlotte. A1 Collectors. It's amazing how many of you are still up this time of night. How many of you? Mick. Hello, Mick. We've had a little bit of a time on the phone, haven't we, Mick? Lorna. Hello, Lorna. Let's go to YouTube. There you go. So we've got there Lorna, hello Lorna, Jason, hello Jason, nice to see you mate. Chris Dyer, thank you Chris. Chris, you got us out of trouble mate. I am so grateful. What can I say? I am extremely grateful to you Chris. The money's in the bank, thank you very much and I'll get that sorted as soon as I can. Tracy Taylor, hiya. Hi Tracy. Nanny Sue, did you miss me? Yes, I bloody well did. Nice to see you Nanny. 21 people watching, look at that. And what time is it? Quarter to bloody midnight, I mean. I'm on, nothing showing live though. Glad to be able to help mate, says Chris Dyer. Mate, you have done more than help. In what you've done, you have sent me so many messages, it is unreal. Let's just get my mate on here. Share. No, that's not the one. Just bear with me a minute. Share. Copy link. And send to John. There we go. That's you, got the details. Lisa Thorpe, hello Lisa, thank you very much. Says a lot, mate, so many are here. It does, 28 people, look at that. John White found you. Nice to see you, John. Paul's British Coin Hunt, hello. Right to you. So, before I'm going to say what I'm going to say, I am going to consciously, completely digress. Look at that, Rebecca McIntosh. Hi Ian, I digress Lambert. Just at the moment I said I was going to consciously digress. And here I am, drinking out of the glass that my lovely Rebecca sent me one day. She heard me talking about something, bless her. And the next thing I know, I got a glass through the post. And it says on it, Ian, I digress, you bandits, Lambert. And I love it, and I drink out of it every night. Thank you, Rebecca. So like old Max Bygraves used to say, I'm going to tell you a little story. In fact, I'm going to tell you a couple of stories. Yay, Rebecca. Tell you a couple of stories. I've seen human behaviour like you would not believe. In your everyday lives, you would not believe. I've seen, as I've stood on the door of a pub, 5 or 6 people kicking the shit out of one person. I'm not allowed to move because I'm protecting the door of the pub. And across the street from me, this guy is getting the absolute crap kicked out of him with his girlfriend screaming. And two police officers in a van, 6 feet away, stuck in traffic and not getting out of their car. That is a vicious and horrible side of human behaviour to witness. I saw that. I've seen all sorts of stuff. I've seen Sabotage with the company that I had 20 years ago and the man I made financial director take money off members of staff, family, friends, people I'd known for 30 years, my mum, even my mum. He took £1,600 off my mum. He took £6,500 off my friends that I'd known for 30 years. And I fought and I fought and I fought, and he had friends in the police force. Sabotage from the inside out. And I caught him with his fingers in the till on a Friday night. And literally, within 15 minutes of catching him with his fingers in the till and knowing what he'd done, hello Andy, the person that I'd put in charge and made managing director got up from his desk, walked in and closed the business down. Just like that. Long story cut short, I ended up going to prison because, for no other reason than I defied the Department of Trade and Industry and I made sure certain staff were paid. And that was against the rules, that was against the law. So I got done for fraud and banged away in prison. I asked no sympathy for that. Don't get me wrong. I made my stand, I made my bed, I had to lie in it. Well, it is, you make decisions, you have to deal with it. That was Sabotage. I had a business called Win It once. It was a brilliant idea. I still think it was a brilliant idea. I invented my own online currency, not too dissimilar from reward points. In fact, it's no bloody different to reward points. People didn't buy into it too much. And my idea was to raffle things off like houses and stuff like that. I still think it's a brilliant idea, and I still think it's a hundreds of millions of pounds worth of an idea, only because my foresight and the way that I think is that you could take every house, if you examine all the people that have gone under and gone bankrupt and lose their houses, you could take their houses, and instead of them selling their houses for less than face value, you could take their houses and sell it for more than face value, pay off their debts, and at least give them a fucking house to live in. You could do that in a raffle. You could do that. And I worked out how to do it. And I even got past the gambling commission on how to do it. And there's not many people that know how to do it, but I know how to do it. And I tried it. And I had somebody that I took on as a partner, and that partner put up an awful lot of money. Phenomenal amount of money. Put up 13 grand to start with. And you know, we divvied up jobs. So his role was to deal with opening bank accounts and continuing to get money, because I explained to him, we're going to get on this roll here, but we've got to keep money coming in, because if we don't keep money coming in, then it won't work. It can only work with money continually coming in, and your 13 grand is only going to last so long. So this is your role. My role is doing all the work, organising the site, getting the work done, getting the web developers, getting everything done that we have to get done, listing all the items, doing all what we've got to do, working out what we're going to raffle off, how much we're going to make on it. I do all of that work. What you've got to do is the finance side of it, and arrange the bank accounts, keep the money coming in, and keep that side of it going. I don't want that stress, that responsibility. I'll concentrate on all that stuff I've got to do, you do your side of the job. That was the agreement. His money. Now remember that. It still defies comprehension, but remember that. His money, right? Time went on. We would spend hours on the phone talking. And I suddenly got to realise that most of the talking we did was centred around the work that I was doing. What am I doing? How am I getting on? How far have I got? What have I done this? What have I done that? And the more and more I kept trying to talk about what he was doing, the more and more I began to realise that he was evading the subject. Until it eventually came out one day, because when people do wrong in any way whatsoever, they will at some stage trip themselves up. You've seen it yourself so many times in life. So it came on top one day, and I suddenly realised, and we talked about it, and anyway, it came out, and he said, actually, I haven't done anything. What he'd kept on doing was, he'd used up the 13 grand, and instead of arranging money through banks or finance or all these other ways he was supposed to raise money, what he did was, he kept dipping into his own pocket, because he never got round to it. He never did his side of the job. And instead of saying that he never did his side of the job, he just kept dipping and dipping and dipping into his own pocket. That 13 grand turned into 15, turned into more than 20. By the time he actually came clean, he'd done more than 20 grand of his own money. Can't stress that enough. His own money. And what he said was, I'll never forget it. He said, I believe in what we're doing so much. I believe in the idea so much that I thought we would start taking so much money, that we would be all right for so much money, that I'd be able to afford to employ people to do the work that I haven't actually done. What do you do with that? I don't know. What do you do with that? Another business went to the cleaners. Sabotage. Total fucking sabotage. From the inside out. What do you do with that? I say these stories not to ask for any sympathy, not for any of those sort of silly, daft reasons. I say these stories because some of you are gonna know, when I tell you what I tell you, some of you are gonna know, how on earth are you sitting there so relaxed? How on earth are you sitting there so calm? I'm sitting here so calm because I've been here so many times. I have seen the wrong end of people so many times. I've so many times seen the kind of people that will take photographs at an accident. Somebody falls over and hurts themselves and everybody wants to take a photograph, but nobody wants to fucking help. So many times. And I've seen saboteurical behaviour so many times. People sabotage what they're actually part of. They sabotage it. For whatever reason. And you know, sometimes, probably most of the time, people sabotage things for the most justifiable of reasons in their own mind, because in their mind it makes sense. I'm not saying anything against their mind, I'm just saying in their mind at that moment it makes sense. No different to some terrorist that decides to go on London Bridge and run people over. In their mind at that moment, for whatever reason, it made sense. So off they went and did it. I can't be responsible for other people. I can't teach the world. Somebody said that to me many years ago. about driving. I got annoyed as I was driving and some idiot cut me up, whatever it was. I don't even remember what it was now, but the person that I was with, and they said to me, you know, Ian, you can't teach the world to drive. There's fucking X amount of million people out there. You can't teach all of them to drive. Don't get so stressed out by it. I've never been stressed out in traffic since. Honest to God. Traffic doesn't stress me. You can't teach the world to drive. So somebody cuts you up, they cut you up. Deal with it. So anyway, why am I going on and on? I noticed there was a comment. Let's have a look at that first before I go on. Ian, shoot me down if you want to. I don't want to. But I need to know why you had lay blame on Warren. I didn't lay any blame on Warren. I made that so clear, Jack. I can't tell you how clear I made that. How many times I could say I didn't say that. If you watch the stream over and over again, you'll see I didn't lay any blame at Warren. I never blamed Warren for a single thing. All I said was, and I reiterate and will say over and over again, I was upset, and I'm still upset, by the fact that I had a phone call with Warren, which was 100% supportive, and then he got off the phone, went straight on the live, and, well, you can see yourself what he did on the live. You don't need me to say anything that may or may not be true, or so that somebody can pick holes in what I say. Just go on and see the live yourself. But literally, there's a point on the live, I think, at which he goes on mute because he's on the phone to me. Then he comes off and he goes back on the live. He was 100% supportive on the phone to me. Then when he went on the live, he came off the phone to me, he started a bit okay negatively, and then he just went completely downhill. And it just turned into a total slag off. And I thought at that time when I was watching it, I thought he was actually goading people into saying Ian should come on the live. And Warren knew that I broke my teeth. I haven't got any teeth. And I am embarrassed and ashamed that all the time I've spent online, all these hours I've spent online with no teeth. I don't care what anybody else thinks. It's something that embarrasses me. I don't like to look at myself in the mirror with no teeth in, let alone anybody else look at me. But I can't talk to everybody like this, because if I do that, people will think I'm hiding something. So I've got to be cruel to myself and just do it. But I didn't blame Warren for anything, nothing at all. I was continually saying that over and over and over and over again. I don't blame Warren for anything. He kept saying I was blaming him for stuff, and I wasn't blaming him. I kept saying to him, I'm not blaming you for that. I didn't blame you for anything. Nothing did I blame him for. All got totally taken out of context, totally taken out of hand, all misunderstood, misconstrued. I haven't blamed Warren for a single thing. All I've said is, I don't get why he was 100% supportive on the phone to me, and then he was totally the opposite on the live. I don't get why. And I would like to understand that. I really would. And I don't understand it. And what else did he say? I feel for you, Ian, very much, but I do need to say that in my opinion you spoke out of turn to Warren. Well, I'm sorry for that, Jack. I'm sorry if anybody thinks I spoke out of turn to Warren. However, I would ask any of those people to go back and watch it again and then tell me I spoke out of turn to him. I haven't spoke out of turn, in my opinion, because all I've done is correct him. He threw no end of stuff at me, and I answered every single thing that he threw at me. I shied away from nothing, I lied about nothing, and I answered every single question. If that's not good enough for anybody, then they can go and sling their hook. Because if somebody can honestly say, you've answered every question, you've been straight, you've been honest, but that's not good enough for me, then sling your bloody hook. Because literally, that kind of a person will fit into the parameters of you can't please all the people all of the time. So, if doing my best, if answering honestly, if allowing you to give me any question you want to give me, absolutely anything, and I won't phase and I'll let you answer it to me, ask me live on air, if all of these things are not good enough, jog on. I know that's going to offend people. I know people are going to take that out of context. But if anybody really thinks that way, I'll just go jog on. Do you know what? I'm too tired. I can't be asked. Can't be asked. I'm too ill. I'm actually ill. Even I forget about that. I'm ill. I mean, a colostomy bag ain't a joke. I'm ill. A heart attack ain't a joke. I'm not pretending. I'm ill. I'm not using it as an excuse. I never, ever, even when I thought I was dying, I never, ever used my illness as an excuse. But I am ill. I mean, I may not use it as an excuse, but it is a fucking fact. I am ill. Thinking about it now. But anyway, so, sabotage. So here's the thing. And you can all make of this what you will. I'm only going to tell you the way it is. We've got a crowdfunding project underway, and I've been talking about that. And it's a crowdfunding project that I'm hoping will get us out of the ship. I'm trying to raise the money to sue 288 Group, I'm trying to raise the money to sue the Royal Mint, and I'm trying to raise the money to stay afloat. Of that, I have been completely straight and upfront about. We've put about a week's work into this, coming up with the rewards, coming up with setting the profile, doing all the work that needs doing. Mick has spent an inordinate amount of time readdressing everything. Now, what does that mean? So, a bit like an item description. So I'll put something up in a reward, and I set the price. Mick comes along because he's got access, because I've given him access, and he sees that I've put up this reward and that's what I'm charging, and then he will look at my description and then he will do his writer's thing, right, and he will turn that, what I've said, into something a little bit more palatable and a little bit more maybe interesting to entice you in a bit more. He will put a writer's spin on it, whereas I just come up with the idea. I'm not a writer. So I come up with an idea. I might come up with an idea, a mug and a t-shirt. What else am I going to say? Mug and a t-shirt, X amount of money. I don't know what else to say. Mick will come along and he'll write a little something for the description. He'll write the profile, he'll write the description page, he'll write the bio. He put hours and hours worth of work into writing what essentially is the main description, telling whoever comes along to that crowdfunding page what it's all about and everything else. I'd say there's a week's work nearly for Mick and a week's work on and off for me. Maybe not 40 hours work each, but on and off, working on it every day. For a week, over a week maybe. Only 3 people had the password and the login details to the crowdfunding account on Crowdfunders. I've got the login details, Mick had the login details, and Warren had the login details. And I got Warren logged in there one night because I was showing him what we was doing, how we was doing it, so that he could talk about it to the CJs and he could talk about it on stream. And he knew what he was talking about. I got him in there and I'm talking to him through it live. I give him the keys to the vault, I give him the username, the password, everything, and he's in there with me. We've gone on to the crowdfunding site tonight, me and Mick. It's all gone. Disappeared. Deleted. All of the work that Mick has done, deleted. All of the work that I have done, deleted. Now, you could point a finger at me and say I did it. But right now, with everything that's going on, just about the only thing that's going to save my arse is this crowdfunding campaign. It's the only thing that's going to save my arse. I can't think of anything else right now that's going to save my ass better than the crowdfunding campaign. Gone. Deleted. Finished. So I'd have to be some kind of a moron to delete my own crowdfunding campaign, don't you think? So let's look at Mick. Mick, who spent so many hours writing articles, so many hours contacting people, travelling in his own car at his own expense to see people like the guy that designed the D-Day, if you've seen the article on our site. John something or other. Am I to think that Mick, who I have absolutely no issues with whatsoever, who has absolutely no issues with me whatsoever, has sabotaged his own work? I mean, I know a lot of us have mental health issues, but what kind of mental health issues would Mick have to spend so much time doing so much work and then delete his own work? How would that equate in any realm of fucking fantasy? How would that equate? Would that only leave Warren? And Warren is the only person that's had a beef with us in the last 48 hours. I don't know. What do you want me to do with that information? That is the facts of it. Who did what? When? Where? Might have been me. I might have done it. Might be blaming it on Warren. Mick might have done it. Mick might be sitting there like an evil little bastard going, I know what I'll fucking do. I'm going to delete all of the work that I've done and I'm going to blame it on that Warren. Yeah, he might have done that, yeah. And of course we're living in a cloud cuckoo fantasy world. So, you know, all I know is I've done a load of work, Mick done a load of work, 3 people had access, it's now been deleted. That's all I know. Pardon me. Jack, sorry Jack, I didn't see the stream because I had to go to work, but he was simply giving people the answers to their questions. Yes, he viewed his opinion about the big raffles, but that doesn't make him wrong. Didn't say he was wrong about anything, Jack. I never said he was wrong about anything. John says, yes Jack, Warren should have told Ian his opinion during a phone call, not on live with Ian not there. That's all the problem was. Exactly. That is what the problem was, and no matter what's been said, and no matter how I've been slagged off, and no matter what's been thrown at me, if anybody was to bother watching the last however many long hours of live, they will see that I've maintained all the way through, I am not blaming you, Warren, for a single solitary thing. Nothing. I am upset because you was 100% supportive on the phone, and you was absolutely the opposite within 5 minutes of getting off the phone, and I don't understand why. And that has been my problem all day long. And that has been my only problem all day long. And all the way through, I kept saying, I still trust you, I still trust you, I still trust you. All the way through. Like a lemon, I kept saying, I still trust you, I still trust you, I still trust you. All the time. And still, it went on and it went on and it went on and it went on. And all this shit was thrown at me. Non-stop. All day. And all the way through I maintained the same thing. I'm upset because you was 100% supportive on the phone and you was the opposite when you got off the phone, and I don't understand why. So, and he has feelings too and opinions. I'm sure he does. And as I've said from the beginning, I think this was all over a misunderstanding. And one of the misunderstandings that this is over, Jack, is the fact that somebody brought it to Warren's attention that TGBCH was selling shitloads of stuff on Amazon, and this new company was under the name of TGBCH on Amazon, but they're from Gravesend in Essex, and it's some kind of
business tax
accountancy, business tax, accountancy, whatever limited company, I don't bloody know what, trading as FEVS, F-E-V-S, whatever that is, I don't know.
Coins and stamps.
Coins and stamps. And this company is trading under the name of TGBCH, and they're using all of our photographs. So, somebody brought that to Warren's attention, and Warren thought it was me, and he thought I was lying. That's where it started. But he didn't tell me that on the phone. So, he thought I was lying, and I get that. You see, I can wear two hats. I understand that bit. Yeah, you think I'm lying.
Quarter of an hour?
Huh?
Quarter of an hour?
What? Come off.
12 then.
Okay, I've got about a quarter of an hour. So, yeah, I can understand that to a degree. But what do you do when somebody says, or somebody thinks, I don't believe you? What do you do? How do you convince them that you're telling the truth? If they don't believe you, they don't believe you. How can you convince them? I've been trying to do that all day and all night. And still he doesn't believe me. Still he thinks that that company in Gravesend that sells under the name of TGBCH and uses my photographs is me. And because he believes that, he believes that I've now sold him down the river. He believes that he's been flogging his guts out for TGBCH, and TGBCH has been saying they've not got much money, but TGBCH have actually got this other new business down in Gravesend where they're making loads of money. And if I'm lying about that, what else am I lying about? And I absolutely agree with that. And I've been saying all day, if you believe that that person is Gravesend is me, have nothing to do with me. My advice is have fuck all to do with me. Stay away from me. Stay away from me as far as you can. If you believe that that company in Gravesend is me, stay away from me. That is my advice to everybody. Because I can't make you believe me. I'm looking out my window right now and I'm seeing black. Do you know why I'm seeing black? I'm seeing black because it is night time out there. Now, I can try and convince you that it's actually fucking daylight out there. Each and every one of you, 43 watchers. I can try my best to convince you that it's fucking daylight out there. But if you don't believe me, you don't believe me. Now, as it happens, it's not daylight out there. It's dark, it's night, it's black. So you would be right not to believe me. I can tell you it's black out there, I can tell you it's dark out there. I can show you it's dark out there, I can prove to you it's dark out there. But if you won't believe it, I can't make you believe it. I can come online, I can answer questions, I can be honest. I can be put on the spot. I can let people grill me. I can have patience with that. Just like the old days. I can have patience with that. But I'm going to stick up for myself, thank you very much. I'm not a doormat for anybody. I have a right to be able to say, actually, no, that's not quite what happened. And, you know, sorry to bring it up, but it has to be now, especially when the kick-off between Warren and John Gamble happened. I'm sorry, but, you know, there was a point it kicked off, and it kicked off because Warren did not believe John Gamble at that time. And I said both to John Gamble and both to Warren, if at that moment, that particular moment when you said that, John, if at that particular moment, if Warren had believed you, how would the conversation have gone? what would have happened? And both John and Warren said it would not have gone anywhere near where it went. And I said, exactly. You didn't believe him. And he was part of the family. He was a CJ. He's a team member, and you didn't believe him. If you'd have believed him, would it have gone that way? And Warren said, no, it wouldn't. And he held his hands up. And he held his hands up in the group, and he said, if I'd have believed John, it wouldn't have happened. If Warren had believed me when I said that Gravesend had nothing to do with me, none of this would have happened. We wouldn't be anywhere near where we are. But he didn't believe me. That's as simple as that. He literally didn't believe me. He brought the subject, and when he brought it up online in that stream earlier on today, it was literally the first I'd heard of it. I didn't even know that that existed. Didn't even know it was there. Why didn't I know it was there? Because Warren didn't talk to me on the phone about it. He left it. I don't know what that, do you know what? I don't know what that means, Bobby. Bobby Hug. TGBCH is bluted. But I'll tell you this. Give me a comment that's offensive. Just one. And you're gone. Right?
What's bluted mean?
Don't know. No, I'm not intoxicated.
Just got no teeth in.
I've just got no bloody teeth in. It sounds like I'm drunk, but I'm not. I've got no teeth in. Ocean's Gem says, Jack says, so where does that leave you and Warren? It leaves us finished. Warren crossed the line, we're done. Ocean's Gem says, you two need to talk here, and please, he supported you all these long months and now feels rejected. Sorry to be talking like this, but it makes me sad that our family has been split. Me too, Jack. Me too. But Jack, I have a line. My line was crossed. Done. I'm moving on. Rebecca says, Warren talked crap about Ian, slated him, and he feels rejected. Think how Ian feels. Ian is the one who's been stabbed in the back. Some of you need to give your head a wobble. You see, all of this has happened, and I mean, yeah, fuck it. Why not use it? Why not use it? Dad. I mean, Dad. You know, come on. Dad. My dad. My father. My dad. My first investor. And the man is lying there dying, and I'm sitting there by his bedside holding his hand, and I'm having all this shit going on between CJs and one thing and another, and I'm dealing with it and dealing with it and dealing with it. And I've had to come up and down, and then go back for the funeral. Trixie, you need to take back control of your YouTube channel. I've done that, Trixie. I've done that tonight. Locked everybody out. And that upset a few people. Not a few people, it upset Warren. The only person it upset was Warren. I haven't seen a derogatory comment from anybody else, but it did upset Warren. You know, you can't have much trust if you lock people out and all this bollocks. Well, I did the responsible. It's midnight. I'm a bit late for someone to call me. Hello?
Hello, you're a scammer.
Aren't they clever? Aren't they? Warren, you're a scammer. So, I don't even know where I was now. Trixie, what was Trixie say? Take back his thingy. Yeah, so I have. Where did that culminate in? That culminated in me then coming home after getting absolutely crucified on the live stream, my live stream, that I'm paying for. Thank you very fucking much. I'm paying for that, and I'm paying for somebody to slag me off. No, thank you. So I come home, and I did the most responsible thing a person could do. I cut every single person out. I had somebody go on YouTube that I trusted, and that person for me cancelled every single person out. Gone. They threw everybody out. They threw Hannah out. They threw me out. They threw Steve out. They threw, and when I say everybody, I mean everybody. They threw me out as well. Now, aren't we? Hello?
You wanted to stop scamming people.
Ah, really?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
really.
Really?
I mean, you're not even allowed to have a business. You've been bankrupt too many times.
Oh, so somebody that's not bankrupt isn't allowed to have a business?
You're not, no.
Oh,
You've
right.
been bankrupt so many times.
You
but
must
you're
be
not, and that's why your stream, your
Okay.
business, is in your partner's name.
Yeah, so you're the brains of the outfit, are you? Can I have one?
Well, I've probably got
Might
more
need
brains in the outfit than you have.
Yeah.
Okay then. I'm up for the challenge. Let's test that out, shall we? Let's test that out, Mr. Brains of Britain, shall we? I'm here.
You are?
You got my attention. Go for it. Hit me.
Right, so you are needing what? How much is your mystery prize bag at the minute? £10,000 of coins? £1,000? What is it?
Where's he going?
First of all, let's get the ground rules sorted. You ask me a question, I'll give you an answer. You can be as smarmy and as nasty as you like, and I don't mind. You ask me a question, I'll give you an answer. If you ask me 3 things at once, I can only answer 1 at once. So be careful, think about the question, and ask the question, and you'll get an answer.
I just did ask you the question.
No, you didn't make
Your
much
mystery
sense.
bag,
You didn't make much sense. Do it again.
right? Okay, let's try again. With a completely different question.
Okay.
Why is it that one of your biggest supporters has suddenly turned against you?
I have no idea, is the honest answer to that. And to
Is it because he's
for you
really
to actually,
sick and tired
one
of
question
you,
at a time, remember, one
I've
question.
asked my question.
No, yeah, but I haven't fucking answered it, have I? So one question at a time. Let me answer the question and then you can move on. So why has one of my biggest supporters turned his back on me? I have absolutely no idea. For that, you would need to either A, watch the streams, or B, ask him. Next question.
Okay. Do you think maybe it's because he's sick and tired of you scamming and lying your way through things in order to make money?
No, is the answer to that one. You asked
So
a
you
silly
don't
question.
know why.
No, you asked a silly question there because you asked a silly question and phrased it in a silly way. And the easy way out for me is to just say no. I don't think that's the reason. So you might want to try again. You made it too easy for me.
You don't know why, but you do know that that's not why. So then you might have an idea as to why. Would that be a fair assumption to make?
That made absolutely no sense whatsoever. So just ask the question again.
I just did ask the question.
Be grown up. All right. Be grown up and just go back to basic. Ask the question again from scratch.
So, you don't know why
Don't know why what?
turned against you.
I don't know why he turned against me. No. I had a conversation
You know
with him.
that it's nothing to do with the fact that you're scamming people.
I don't scam people.
Okay. Allegedly.
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 Yeah, allegedly I don't scam people, and allegedly I do scam people. What do you make of that? Yeah, okay, we've covered that one. Next.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all this 5 grand of debt, but you need 20 grand to clear it.
5 grand of debt that I need
But
20.
But yet you claim you're £1 million pound business.
Okay, so a couple of things you said there. 5 grand debt that you need something to clear, and you say you're £1 million thingy. Okay, so
Why
I've
you
never
clear?
said I'm £1 million business. What I said was, I have no idea, Mick. What I said was, I took 1 penny and I turned it into £1 million worth of stock. I actually never said to anybody in all the 1,000 hours of streaming exactly what that stock is. I said I turned 1 penny into £1 million worth of stock. So that answers that question.
You can't prove it because you won't tell people what it is.
Well, the fact, of course I can prove it. I've shown everybody. If you look at the videos, I've shown everybody what my stock is. So that's a load of bollocks for a start. No, one question at a time. You agreed, one question at a time. You ask a
I never
question.
agreed to anything. You stated it.
Okay, so what are you saying? That you're talking bollocks?
No, No, I'm saying that you're the one talking bollocks.
Well, no, you're just saying that you never agreed. Like, are we got an agreement on how we're going to have a conversation, or are we not going to have a conversation?
Couldn't you just cut him off?
Okay.
Say bye.
Why are you still
You
saying
ask me a
anything else
question,
if
I
you're
give you an
trying to-
answer.
Bye-bye.
No, it's actually good for the stream. I mean, fuck
Yeah,
me.
I know.
This guy is playing right into my
It
hands.
just sounds like so much like Christopher
You are.
Fleck.
You're playing into my hands because, I'll tell you why.
And are those the hands that are robbing innocent people?
Yeah, absolutely. Those are the hands.
You're robbing people.
Those are the hands
Oh,
that you
You're robbing
think.
people in
Yeah,
your world
absolutely.
just now.
Those are the hands that think those are the hands that you think are robbing innocent people.
But you just agreed that they're
Absolutely.
robbing people.
No, I didn't.
You agreed to that.
No. Yeah,
I
okay.
said they're the hands that are robbing people, and you said absolutely.
Oh, semantics.
Yeah. So semantics.
Good night.
You see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Let me give you a little lesson, if you'll allow me. And you can choose not to allow me. It's entirely up to you. But here's a little lesson. I'm live on camera. I'm talking to you on loudspeaker. You are showing yourself up to be a complete and utter wanker. Everybody can hear that. Everybody can hear you talking to me. Everybody can hear your voice. At some point, somebody will recognise your voice. Somebody one day will know exactly who you are, because they'll go, oh, I know that voice. But this is happening live on stream right now. You're not winding me up.
With how
I'm
many
quite
people
cool.
watching? 43.
Yeah, exactly.
So in a world
That-
of 7 billion people,
Oh yeah, but you see,
what
there's
are the odds that one of those 43,
Ah.
which includes me,
yeah.
so 42, are
Mhm.
actually going to recognise me?
Oh, absolutely none. And that's where a
Exactly.
clever.
Therefore,
No,
everything
absolutely.
you said
Yeah,
is
that,
completely
I'll
different.
answer the question. Absolutely none. Absolutely none of those people watching right now are going to recognise your voice. Absolutely none of them.
Exactly.
So you're absolutely right. But you see, where a little wanker like you doesn't take into account is that over the next 10 years, this video is going to be watched 1 million times. And someone at some point will recognise your voice. They will know who you are. Unlike you, I'm not anonymous. You don't want to give your name because you're a little scaredy cat. You're a little yellow coward. You're a little someone that hides behind a little fucking computer and a phone. You have absolutely no gumption whatsoever. You don't have one single ounce. You don't have one single ounce. You don't have one single ounce of the courage of your convictions. You are absolutely cowardly. And you being on here now,
Another false business under a different name.
I can't believe you're still on. You know what I mean? The longer you're on, the more money you're going to make me. You little wanker, the longer you are on this phone, the more money you're going to make me. I'm not going to put this phone down. I'll carry on talking to you for the next fucking hour. I'll carry on talking to you for the rest of the fucking night. My watchers will go up and up and up. This video will get watched 1 million times. Keep me online for the next 2 hours. It will get watched 2 million times. You fucking idiot. You absolute knobhead. You absolute Darwin Awards candidate. That's what you are, a Darwin Awards candidate. And I bet you don't even know, I bet you don't even know what a Darwin Awards candidate is. You absolute muppet. If you can't realise you are handing me money on a plate, if you can't realise that this is taking candy from a baby,
Absolute cunts like you.
He's lost.
did you hear that?
He lost. He lost. He used the curly whirly word.
Yeah.
He lost.
What's the next question,
Not
cretin?
intelligent enough to carry it
Yeah.
on.
See, Danielle says, Danielle says,
I don't give a shit. If you've got 1 million in stock, why are you sending mystery parcels of 95% prints?
because I felt like it, because I wanted to get rid of a load of fucking prints, because I told everybody, because, oi, listen, you ask a question, I give an answer. Have you forgotten the rules? You agreed to them.
Again,
I'll keep you on the phone as long as you want, but you have to abide by the rules. You ask a question, I give an answer. That way, it's easy for me to make you look like a cunt. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So-
you're not using the curly whirly word. Mind
I
you,
give away-
This is money.
Loads and loads of prints in mystery parcels because I can. I give them away because I told people that I would use them. I give them away because I said to people, you might get vouchers, you might get this, you might get that, you might get that. Well, as it happens, I totally forgot to give anybody vouchers. I told people they might get stamps. When I put the parcels together, I totally forgot to put in any stamps. I used prints and coins. That's what I went through. And anybody that didn't like it, anybody, hello silly, nice to see you son. Anybody that didn't like it, well, they said they didn't like it. And do you know what? Oh, do you know what I did? Anybody that didn't like it, I said to them, how about I make you like it? And I do so and so. And they said, thank you very much, Ian. I appreciate that. And they suddenly liked it. So,
And are those vouchers for the website that no longer works?
yeah, the website that no longer works, that's down at the moment, that you know about, and all of those people know about, because I've been talking about it all day. Because I fucked up. Because I took my eye off the ball.
But then you lied on your stream saying you weren't
I intend to.
on Amazon, and then you got called out on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Pardon?
You said on the stream earlier on
Yes.
that you weren't selling on Amazon, correct?
I said on the stream earlier on that I wasn't doing what, sorry?
You weren't selling on Amazon.
Well, yes, I did say that, but then I did correct myself and say, actually, I'm not sure. I think we're selling on Amazon a little bit, but I've got to check with John. I don't know, because I need to check that out.
And I do believe you didn't tell people anything. You just had all your coin jockeys doing it.
I think that is me telling people everything. You see, here's how the hierarchy
No,
works.
that's called delegation. That's not you telling people.
Absolutely right. Well done. Go to the top of the class. It's called delegation. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you very much. You're absolutely right. It's called delegation. You see, I own the channel. I own the channel, and I delegate. And I delegated to the CJs what they needed to know. And they then gave that information out to the people online. That was the whole idea. That's why we created the CJ chat group, so that we could say something, all the CJs could hear it, everybody knows what's going on, everybody knows they're on the same page, and I try to keep everybody up to date as often as I can. Now, in a fluid life and a fluid business arrangement, things do change on a daily basis. However, I think I've done my best in keeping people updated as often as possible, even coming on the live streams, even coming on whilst I'm in the middle of my dad passing away and doing the funeral and all of that stuff, and everything else when I come online, even when, you know, it's at the weekend and I'm trying to have family time. I come on and I join the streams and I answer any questions, and every time I come online I say to people, hit me with anything you want, ask me anything you want, and I'll answer it. Don't know what else to do other than that. What do you think?
Why is it that previously when people have put stuff on your YouTube videos, comments for instance, you remove them if they call you as being a scammer?
Oh, that's easy. I can tell you why that is. That's because...
You can't accept being called out for being a scammer.
Well, hang on. One question at a time. I can't answer two questions at once. So that second question... Yeah, well, the second part I didn't even listen to, because I'm concentrating on answering the first part. You can come to the second part in a minute. The first part. So the first part of that question was, why am I removing people's comments? Here's the thing. If somebody comes along to your house and writes wanker on your fence, I think you'd be out there going, bollocks to this, I'm rubbing that off. I don't like it.
I don't have a fence, so I probably wouldn't have that happen.
Yeah, not the smartest of answers. So, it's my channel. It's my channel, you see. And I own the channel. It's my channel. And if you want to come along and write something silly on my channel, something I don't like on my channel, you write it, and I'll just fuck you off. You write something on my channel I don't like, I'm going to delete it. If you keep writing something on my channel that I don't like, I'll give you a couple of warnings, and then I'll just tell you, if you carry on, I'm going to block you. You carry on, I'll block you. Simple as that. So if you don't want me to block you or delete your comments, don't write something that is offensive or rude or obnoxious or nasty or unkind. Ask any question you want of me and I will answer it, and I will never ever 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 block you. But the minute you cross my line, you can fuck right off. I hope that answers that question.
How much money do you owe investors in the next 2 years?
Let me see. Hang on a minute. I'm just going to be really careful how I answer that one. All right. So just let me. I need me fingers for that one. So can I have one, please? So yeah, please. So I'm just going to be really careful because it's a very important question, right? Please pay attention. So let's see. We've got 1,000 there. We've got 500, 200, 25, 75, 50 over there, 250. Let me see, 11 grand over there. Let me see, that over there, the 75 quid over there. What's he like? He had 25 quid. He had 75. Hang on, I'm getting there. Let me see. How many there? How many there? How many there? Ah, I've got it. I've got it. I've got it. Are you ready? Are you ready?
I'm waiting.
Cool. Have you got a pen?
A pen? What do you want a pen for?
You might want a pen to write it down.
Oh.
Let me know when you've got a pen to write it down.
I'm waiting.
Yeah? Okay, here we go. The answer to your question is fuck all to do with you.
So you won't answer any question then?
No, I'm saying that is a question, and the answer to that particular question is fuck all to do with you. Move on to the next question.
So you're clearly hiding things then?
No, I'm not hiding anything. I'm saying the answer to that question is fuck all to do with you. Move on to the next question.
Because you're not willing to tell people that how much money you're owing in total.
What I'm willing to tell people... Hang on. I'm answering. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I'm answering. You said people. You said what I'm willing to tell people. And what I'm willing to tell people is one thing. What I'm willing to tell you is one thing. What I'm willing to tell people. But what I'm willing to tell you is fuck all, as far as that's concerned. You're asking for private information. I don't know who you are. I don't know where you are. I don't know how old you are. So you're asking for information that has got fuck all to do with you. So that's why I'm saying it's fuck all to do with you.
Your high number of views at 43. Tell them.
57.
43 according to YouTube right now.
I'm seeing 57. What's anybody else seeing?
55.
55. I hope you're having a good... I mean, listen, this has got to be a good end to a bad day.
Go on, tell the 55 then.
Yeah, tell the 55 what?
Okay then. Tell the 55 what happens to the investors' money when you go completely bust. Are you insured for it?
What happens to the investors' money if and when I go completely bust? I actually cannot absolutely tell you. And I'll tell you why that is. Because I read on an investor's website one day that if £100,000 was invested, with all the claimbacks that the people could make for investing in startups and new businesses, they could actually claim back £102,000. So the honest answer to what happens to investors' money at this stage, right here, right now on Saturday night, with my cold cup of tea, I don't actually know. But I'll do my best to find out if and when we get to that stage. But I'm not going to bother finding out until I get there.
I mean, you already got your insolvency coming.
No, I haven't got an insolvency coming. I'm already insolvent. Don't you pay attention?
No, to be honest,
he doesn't understand it. He doesn't understand it.
The actual truth of that matter is you don't understand the difference between insolvency and not insolvency. That's why you said what you said. I already declared insolvency, and I've already told people I'm insolvent, and I've already told people I'm doing my best to trade out of insolvency.
I think what you've actually done,
Yeah.
you said you're insolvent in the hope that people will send you pity money.
Pity money. Yeah,
Yeah,
I did think I had some
pity money. Send you money.
Pity money.
Yeah, I had some people talking online about sending me money, and I said thanks, but no thanks.
Did you?
Yeah.
And then you sent them messages afterwards, was it?
What messages
you
afterwards?
Make yourself look honourable, but in reality, you're like.
No, I didn't send them messages afterwards. There was several people that offered to send me money and just donate, and I said I'm doing a crowdfunding campaign. I'll let you know when it's done, and I'm not taking anybody's money before I make it live because it's too confusing and I'll get too messed up. So I'll wait until it goes live and I'll let the whole system take care of itself. So I didn't want to take anybody's
surely
money.
If you're the brains of the organisation, it wouldn't get messed up. Surely you'd be able to, in your many businesses that you've run and run into the ground bankrupt, you'd have the experience to be able to not go bankrupt.
Finally. Do you know what? That is the most sensible statement you've made all night. In all the time I've just spoken to you on the phone, that statement that you made there was the absolute most sensible statement you've made. Even though you have no idea what I'm talking about, and even though you don't have the sense or the brains to understand the compliment I'm giving you, but that statement was the most sensible statement and the most profound, if you can call it that, statement that you've made since we've been talking. You're absolutely right. I am the brains of the outfit, and I'm not much of a brains of the outfit for my company to be in the shit that it's in. And I'm not much of a brains of the outfit to have been bust several times before. No, you're absolutely right. I am...
That's to the point where you've had to use your wife's name on the business because you're not allowed to run a business anymore.
Excuse me? No, you're wrong there.
I haven't used my wife's name on the business.
Go away.
And there is no such thing as not allowed to be in run a business anymore. I'm allowed to run a business. I've run a business within the official receiver's knowledge and consent, and I will do so again. If I go bankrupt, I will keep running the business. So
surely you should think that I keep going bankrupt in businesses. Clearly, my brain is not cut out for this.
Oh, hang on, Virgin.
Well, it depends who you say that about. I mean, you know, what do you think of Richard Branson, for example? What do you think of Richard Branson?
No, he's a decent guy.
You think
I don't really focus stuff on him.
You think he's a decent guy? Okay. Richard Branson went bankrupt, and then he went bankrupt again, and then he went bankrupt again, and then he got his mum and dad to put up their entire equity in their house in order to bankroll HMV or whatever it was, the music stores that he did, Virgin music stores. Richard Branson went bankrupt more times than I did. He owes...
But he's worth more than you.
Yeah, he is worth more than me. And even though he's worth more than me, he hasn't paid off a single creditor that he had before. He's made hundreds of millions of pounds, and the people that he went bankrupt on before, he never paid. So before you go slinging mud at somebody, you know, have a little bit of decency, do a bit of background checking.
For the grace of God, go ahead.
You know, there but for the grace of God go I happens a lot of the time. People that you don't even think have gone bankrupt and come out of it and gone bankrupt and come out of it and gone bankrupt again. And you have no idea. And you have no idea because you're one of those little wankers that just slings shit and has nothing to do and has no life. You have no girlfriend. You have no family. You have no life. All you have is some silly little fucking computer phone. You go on and you involve yourself in other people's lives and you pick fault in other people's lives because, quite simply, you don't have a life of your own. And you make it your fucking point to try and stir the shit any way you can. You make phone calls at 12:30 at midnight to a man that you know has suffered heart attacks and a man that you know is suffering stress, and you don't give a fuck. And you think that someone like you is going to get the better of somebody like me. Listen, I've dealt with the best. My granddad would knock you in. When I was at my dad's funeral, one of my uncles, my granddad's son, my uncle, was putting me down, was belittling me, was taking the piss out of me on the day that I buried my fucking dad. And do you know what I said to him? I said to him, do you know what, Uncle? I've been done by better than you. Better than you was your dad. And I was schooled from the age of 5 years old from your dad, my granddad, belittling me and telling me how shit and fucking useless I am. And I've had people telling me how shit and fucking useless I am for 51 years. Do you think a little snot-nosed rag like you is going to give one little dent to somebody like me? All you're doing is making me money.
I'm just pointing out how much of a scammer and just vile human being you are to the 55 people that are watching.
No, actually, no, you're not. What you're doing,
No,
if I may correct you, what you're doing is you're letting 55 people know how much of a scammer and a vile person
And a troll.
you
A
think
vicious
I am.
troll.
You.
Just a vicious little
You.
Am
troll.
I the only one who
Go
thinks
to
you're
bed.
a scammer?
Your
You think I
babysitter's
am.
due the money.
Am I the only one?
Well, I don't know. Are you the only one? Let's ask him, shall we? Would you mind, ever so much, 58 people watching, you're obviously watching for a reason, would you mind putting up a little comment to say, I think you're a scammer, Ian? If you think I'm a scammer, yes,
But you
we
can't,
think
because
you're a
they block-
scamming
you block
clown.
all the ones who point out that you're a scammer.
Where are we? Kieran, yes, we think you're a scamming clown. Report removed.
Thank you, Kieran.
Hide user on this channel. Thank you, Kieran. That's you fucked off. Anybody else? Anybody else like to
This
put?
is my point, right?
No, I'm dealing with your point. I'm actually doing what you asked me to do. No. Listen. I'll listen to you, but only one of us can talk at a time. All right?
But you're hiding it.
No, I'm not hiding anything. I'm doing what you asked me to do. You asked me to ask them. I'm asking them. If you think I'm a scammer, please put it up.
Say no.
So we have James Pond, dirty scammer. Okay, James Pond, fuck off.
You see what I mean?
Hide user,
You are
gone.
deleting
Anybody else think I'm a scammer? No, let's do it. You're doing me a favour, actually. Yeah, you're doing me a favour. You're helping me clean my site up. Anybody else think I'm a scammer? Because what I do is, it's a three-stage process. All right? I say.
Yeah, thank you, Bobby Hug.
Yeah, we do make it a three-stage process. So, why am I talking to the phone when you're watching me? What a wanker I am. So, it's a three-stage process. Here we go. I go, anybody think I'm a scammer? Somebody goes, yes, I think you're a scammer. And I go, fuck off. And then I delete them.
Because you can't handle being challenged. When all these people start to rally around me and agree that you are, you're trying to erode my support.
No, what I'm doing is I'm telling them to fuck off. I'm not eroding your support. Here, here's a thing. Look, you see, if you want support, what you need to do is you need to put all this on your own channel. You need to gain support. Like I go on here and I go mouth almighty. Here I am, Ian Lambert, mouth almighty, trappy, mouthing off about the Royal Mint and 288 group. I go trappy on my own channel. You have the absolute right to go trappy, Ian's a wanker, trappy, I don't like Ian, trappy, on your own channel. Anybody wants to come on my channel, you can come on my channel, you can listen to what I'm doing, you can get involved if you want. But if I don't like what you're saying, I'm just going to say, fuck off. It's as simple as that.
Prove who you are and you're just trying to get rid of it.
Yeah, trouble is, you see, if you keep talking, I know, but if you keep talking when I'm talking, you're never going to learn anything.
I'm going to intercede.
I don't need to learn anything.
So Bobby Hug says, here's another one.
Time out.
Yeah.
I'm going to intercede.
1 minute. Here's another one, Bobby Hug. So if someone says the truth, you will delete and block Truth Earth if it's true. No, Bobby. I'm going to delete and hurt. I'm going to delete and fuck them off because it's my channel. I don't like it. I don't like the comment you made. So I'm just going to say, fuck off. So here we go. Look, Bobby, hide user on this channel. Bobby's fucked off. Gone. How hard is it? It can't be that hard.
Time out. 5 minutes. I've told them all 5 minutes. Shut him off. Bye-bye. Shut up.
Anyone who calls you a scammer, you're deleting the messages.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
Please. Bye-bye.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Yeah, babe. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. See, I'm listening to my babe, right? And my friend says she wants me off now, but I'm not ready to quit now. So I'm going to come off now, but I'm going to come back. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you on my phone live, and I'm going to leave the live. And while I'm going out in the next room and I'm going to have a cup of tea, go on, and I'm going to go and have a cup of tea, and I'm going to go, no I'm not, I'm going to have a drink, I'll have a honey. I'm going to go and have a smoke, I'm going to go and have a drink, I'm going to go and have a, here's your chance. Here is, yeah, listen, pay attention, because this is your chance. I'm giving you an opportunity. I'm giving you
scamming your people.
I'm giving you an opportunity.
You go and sleep well at night.
I'm giving you. I'm giving you. I'm giving you. Yeah, I know. I'm giving you an opportunity. Take a breath. Take a breath. Listen, I'm giving you an opportunity. I'm saying to you, I'm going to leave you on loudspeaker on my phone. No restrictions whatsoever. On my phone, loudspeaker. No restrictions. I'm going to leave you right next to my computer, which is live. Everybody can hear you, right? I am going to go next door and I'm going to have a cigarette and a cup of tea. And I'm going to let you say anything you want live right now to 68 people. You have got the opportunity to say anything you want unrestricted. Think about that. Unrestricted to everybody that you actually want to communicate to. And you want to tell all these people I'm such a scammer. You can do that.
And then if you see that they're starting to agree with what I say, you're going to delete them. Like her. Please don't make the donkey.
Well, tonight or tomorrow or next week or whatever, if someone comes on my website, you know, if I don't like it, I'll delete them. I really think.
I'll tell you something, your views have definitely gone up, so I expect some thanks, because clearly more entertaining than you.
Okay, I'm going to leave you live. You're seeing, why am I even talking to the phone? Ian, you wanker. You, I'm leaving you live. There's the phone. There's you, right? There's fucking you. I can't even show you the phone. It's there. Say what you want. They're there. They're listening. Say what the fuck you want. I'm going next door. I don't care. And I'm going to let everybody listen to you. And this is your one opportunity to tell everybody what you want to tell them. And I'm going to come back in 10 minutes. And I doubt, and I'm imagining there's not going to be anybody bloody watching. No chocolate, I am. Fuck the diet.
here you are. There's some whale song just to help create a zen environment and help everybody relax. And take a deep breath in and out. Cool. Sorry guys, need my phone. Enjoy. Hello guys, sorry, just an update. Ian is currently meditating and centering himself with the use of whale song. So he will be 5 minutes max. Thank you for your patience.
that is it. That is it. And another thing. No, I'm only joking. Fran wants to look after my health. Don't normally manage to catch live streams, so I'm glad I did tonight. Oh, thanks Tracy, that's cool. Based on what I heard, he was meditating in a different room. I was. And now I'm back. Because everybody needs a little bit of time out, you see. And a bit of chocolate. Everybody needs a bit of chocolate. Let's have a little look. Hello, Silly Az. I'm glad Ian is here live, facing all this. Takes a big person to take all this head on. Cheers, Ian. That's all you can do, mate. I've never known any other way, to be honest. I've always done it. With whatever. Night Therapy 2 says, Mick, what other channel would have so many amazing facets? Exactly. My face is aching from laughing so much. Well done. Well done, yeah, cool. So it was a bit fun, wasn't it? I mean, you know. No, Christopher hasn't got a problem with me. He's in my friends list on Facebook. I've never had a problem with Christopher.
No, I just thought it
had a nice chat to him and everything. People just thought it was Christopher.
No,
it wasn't
Fran
Christopher.
It was me. I started the rumour.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
It wasn't Christopher. His voice is completely different. Editing my new channel videos has gone to pot tonight. This goes to show how crazy social media can be, says Matt of Coins and More. Tonight's episode was great. My funniest stream ever, says Mick.
Oh, says Warren, hashtag Warren for King.
Where?
On the stream.
We can't.
Ooh, friend, coin friend. Best friends forever and ever. Ooh, this is O saying. What does O stand for? Orgasm.
See, this is a new rule, Zero. Right? It's ever so simple.
Oh, is it
like
zero?
this.
Sorry, I thought it was O for orgasm.
Or whatever it is.
Or oral.
Here it is. From now on, I'm going to try and make it simple. So, if I don't like you, and if I don't like your comment, I'm not going to be like any other retailer and just let anybody on, and just don't matter whether you slag me off or not. If I don't like you, you're fucking gone. And you, my friend, are gone. Here we go. Gone. Just like that. How easy was that? No stress, no drama, just gone. Bye-bye. Zen.
It's that whale
Zen.
song that did it.
Nice and easy. Bye-zy bye. Go and annoy someone else. Doesn't matter how many times you tell it. That doesn't seem to matter how many times I tell people. If I can stand there with somebody literally 4 inches from my face, raging and ranting and raving and threatening to kill me and rape my wife and rape my kids and burn my house down. These Muppets, second rate. They're not even that. Have a bit of chocolate. I don't know. Whoever he was.
Who said that? You did.
Oh,
Has
who
it
said
happened
that?
to you?
No. I once had a job as a wheel clamper, and I'm sure every parking meter person in the country has had the same kind of abuse. You know, I've been clamped and I've been angry. But when I ran a security firm and I ran a clamping business, I had the BBC come down and film me and everything. I had every kind of abuse you could think of. So all this kind of all the kind of abuse I get on here, that's why it don't faze me. I don't get angry over it. Well, I get a little bit angry now and again. Sometimes I let it get the better of me. I do, yeah, you're right. I do sometimes let it get the better, but for the most part I don't get too angry because, you know, I've dealt with worse. If the BBC provided entertainment like this, the licence fee would be worth paying for, and we get it for free. Laugh my ass off. So true, Chris. I mean, you know, they think that they're ringing me up, causing me a problem, and all they're doing, you idiot, because I know you're still watching, all you're doing is you're handing me money on a plate. People are going to talk about this stream, don't you get it? These people that are on now that are talking to each other and all having a laugh, they're all going to be talking on stream. They're going to be saying to their mates, did you see the stream last night? Did you see that bloke in... They're all going to be telling, and they're all going to be coming on here, and they're going to be watching the stream, and it's going to be seen again and again and again and again and again. And funny enough, Google put adverts on each one. So each time somebody comes on and looks at it, they look through the adverts. And there's a funny thing about them adverts, is that the more views you get, the more money Google pays you for the people that watch the adverts. So all you've done is help speed up the cycle of being able to get paid from an advert. This stream has already been seen over 500 times, or whatever it is, 300 times, is it? So, thank you. That was great. Fran, did you put the whale song on because the troll was from Wales?
It's a happy coincidence.
Fran says, I'd love to say I did it on purpose, but it's a happy coincidence is all. Yeah. That's Fran, just chill things down.
Create a nice zen environment.
Create a bit of a zen environment or something, you know. Calm things down a bit like she does.
Hippie shit.
She looks after me with her hippie shit, you know. And I don't mind it. I mean, I'm not one for much hippie shit, do you know what I mean? But it's not to say I don't believe in it, it's just it's not really me, if you see what I mean. It's like ghosts. Fran believes in ghosts, I don't. So when my nan died, Fran thought she had a visitation. My dad's just passed, and I'm sure Fran will feel like at some point she gets a visitation.
We'll not tell them about your spooky.
But, you know, and I've had spooky coincidences, yeah. I mean, you know, there was a time when we was in the coach house, big old, hundreds of years old coach house, and we're laying there in bed, and we can hear, both of us, we can hear, well, I could hear at first, hooves on the cobbles outside. We're in bed, it's late at night, 1 o'clock in the morning, whatever it is, midnight, and we can hear the horse's hooves on the cobbles outside. And I said to Fran, can you hear that? And she said, yeah, I can hear that. Neither of us had the courage to get out of bed and go to the window and look outside the window. Because downstairs, outside the window, in the courtyard, which was an old courtyard with cobblestones, was once with cobblestones, but outside there was no cobblestones. There was only gravel. So there's no way on earth there could be any horses outside, because there's gravel outside. But we heard the horses' hooves on the cobblestones as plain as bloody day. Now, I don't believe in ghosts, but let me tell you, I heard it. Tracy Taylor, well Ian, that was the best way to get rid of that twit. So glad I joined, but I have to go to bed now. Not guys. Night night, Tracy. Thank you very much for joining us. I figured who that was on the phone. His name is Alex Blondon. Well, funny enough, Alex Blondon comes in and causes us a lot of trouble when he can. He has so many false accounts. He's got dozens of false accounts, Bob. You will get better ad revenue by streaming directly through YouTube instead of StreamYard. Yeah, well maybe that's what I just have to go back to and forget the StreamYard. You know, it was nice to have the idea of going through YouTube and Facebook at the same time, but Jamie the Chief Bandit strikes again. Sorry, morning Ian and Fran, everyone, hope you're all well. Looks like I've missed a storm, just caught what Warren said, vice versa, and in my opinion, Warren way out of order. And like you said, you can't know everything. No, you certainly can't know everything. When my granddad passed, me and my mum smelled a church candle burning in the hallway. See, now, you know, there's so much of this stuff. I mean, we was in a hotel. We was in a hotel down in, where was that place? Avebury.
Yeah, Avebury.
Where you got the Avebury Circle and all that. We was down there and we stayed in this haunted, didn't know it was a haunted
right in the centre
hotel.
of the stones.
But it was.
Red line, I think.
And there was a bloke there in white in the hallway. You know, but I still have this thing about ghosts, you see. So look, a ghost comes along. A ghost comes along and the ghost does that. Oh. And you go, oh, hang on a minute. I think it's Dad trying to say something. Wait a minute. And it goes, oh, wait a minute. Oh! Dad's trying to say something. Now look, excuse me a minute here. Excuse me a minute, but if my dad had the power to be able to press up and turn it on and off, don't you think my dad would have the power to pick up a fucking pen and write a message on the wall? Eh? I mean, come on. Hello, this is Ian speaking. You called me. What do you want?
You're going senile on it, aren't you?
Am I?
Absolutely insane.
Oh, brilliant. Thanks. What do you do? So, don't you think my dad would have the powers to pick up a pencil and just write a message on the wall? Do you know what I mean? I'm not belittling anybody that thinks and believes in ghosts. It's just that I think if a ghost can leave footprints in the dirt, right, outside the door, and it's a ghost that's left the footprints, or footprints in the dust, well, excuse me for thinking this, but if they've got the power to leave the footprints in the dust and make a fucking line of footprints, don't you think they've got the power to get their finger and write a fucking message? Hello Ian, it's Dad. Do you think? I mean, it's not rocket science. Did he say dementia? I don't know what he said.
Something like that.
So,
did you forget something?
we're a bit opposite there, you see. Because Fran, she's there. She believes in that. And I don't take that away from her. I don't say, oh, what you're talking about is bollocks or anything like that. I just go, well, yeah, I believe that you believe what you believe. But, you know, if you want to talk to me, Dad, pick up. I mean, look, here. If a ghost can turn the light on and off, right? Why can't a ghost come and take that off my chocolate and take that off my chocolate and then take that bit of chocolate and write a message on the wall? Why can't he do that? I don't get it.
It's explaining it all to you, see. Energy.
Danielle says, and I'm assuming she's talking about Dad, he would write, keep the cretin talking.
He would.
Yeah, exactly, Ian. My dead grandma's going to turn my lights on and off. Don't bloody believe it. Exactly. Jesus Christ, he says. What happened there?
That was when I went, war.
Oh, war. And electric signals. Yeah. So, anyway, that's what I think about ghosts. So, I've got 5 minutes to put the rest of the world to rights. So, I mean, what do you want me to sort out next? Shall I sort out world peace? Do you want me to sort out peace in the Middle East? Would you want me to have a go at that? Maybe you want me to sort out fucking Putin? Or maybe that wanker over in America, what's his chops? What's his chops? Trumps. You want me to sort out Trumps for you? Yeah, shall we go on that next, shall we? Or do you want me to go on and tell Boris what's his chops, what a wanker he is?
Don't get political.
But yeah, we mustn't get political.
No politics or religion.
Mind games on Facebook. Just to leave. Ban. Job done. Hey, my babes. Cup of tea to go offline with in a minute. I'm going to come offline with this cup of tea. And there we go. See, what do you do with something like this? So it seems like Warren has put on his Facebook page, I'll draw you a picture, I'll draw it with a twist, I'll draw it with a razor, I'll draw it on my wrist. If I do it correctly,
Oh dear.
a red fountain will appear to take away my pain and wash away my fear. So, you know, how serious do things get for a bunch of fucking coins? My life, bunch of coins. Bunch of coins and a misunderstanding here and a misunderstanding there and a kick off here and a kick off there. So people in the playground fall out. So what that every now and again you each call each other a wanker? So fucking what? There's nothing to cut your wrists over.
I hope somebody's called somebody about that. I hope somebody that has read that has called somebody.
Well, yeah, I mean,
because that's obviously a desperate cry for help.
anybody that's a friend of Warren's.
Can somebody give him a call?
Might want to
check that he's alright.
give him a call, make sure he's alright, or might want to call 999 if they know his address. Because threatening suicide publicly, online, social media, over silly little arguments, that means there's something wrong. Drastically wrong. And you're going to think I'm a bastard for this, because of how much Warren means to me, or meant to me. But
oh, Chris says it's
I
been
have to
dealt with,
say-
the police have called.
I have to say, that's not for me. That's not for me to get involved with. That's not for me to feel guilty about. That's not for me to jump on and deal with. That needs to be up to other people, because I can't take that kind of responsibility for people on board. It's not for me to take. I can pass that information out. Coins are the least of your worries right now. Well, you know, coins are my worry, they're my business. Don't want any arguments on the channel, no, do we? No, absolutely not. It's been dealt with, police called. Thank you, Chris, thank you for letting us know. This is, unfortunately, a sad part of life, isn't it? Things happen, and people go a little bit over the top. They go off the rails a little bit. Do I hold anything against him? No. I didn't this morning, I didn't this afternoon, I didn't this evening, and I don't now. And if anybody says anything to me or asks me any questions, all I'm going to do is reiterate what I said right from the very beginning. Don't understand the difference between the phone call before and the phone call after. Or the attitude before and the attitude after the phone call. Simple as that. Didn't understand it then, and I don't understand it now. It's worrying. Yes, it's worrying. But I'm not going to take responsibility for that. I've taken responsibility for too much as it is, I think. I'm not going to take responsibility for that. I'm sorry he's going through that, and hopefully someone will see to him. And he'll be able to get himself sorted. But unfortunately, and I'm sorry if this offends anybody, I won't be able to have him back. That's a line crossed. That line gets crossed, and that's it, it's crossed. And the minute it's crossed, well, that's it. The second it's crossed, it's crossed. You can't go back, you crossed it. And then we move on, and it's another day, and there's another deal, and there's another dollar. Show must go on, business moves on. Hello Reef, nice to see you.
Time to say goodnight.
And it's time for me to say goodnight. So, thank you for watching. I was on a bit longer than I intended.
It's been a blast.
Been a blast. Make that your slogan, what? It's been a blast. I'm going to have my cup of tea now, have a smoke, I'm going to talk to my babes, and then I'm going to go to bed.
You're going to see the...
And then I'm going to wake up in the morning, and I'm going to hope tonight was an absolute fuck-off bad dream. That's what I'm going to hope.
Well.
Wake up in the morning, and all this, all me talking to you, see, pardon me, being going, no, I forgot, will you forget, haha, and all of that, right, coins and more, Matt going, night buddy, all of that, it's all imaginary, you see, this, right now, all you lot, all imaginary, this hasn't happened, and I'm going to wake up in the morning, and it's all of going to be a bad dream.
Shortest
And
day,
I'm going to
longest
go,
night, babe.
ha 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 ha.
Shortest day, longest night.
Shortest day, longest night. So, night all. Night Rebecca. Night Ian, Hannah, Nanny, Silly, good night Bean, Chris, Danielle, Matt, Reef, Silly, thank you very much, Lisa, thank you for allowing me to take up half your night, all of your night, all of you, and we'll see each other again on another stream. I'll be back, just like Arnie, hopefully with a pair of teeth. everybody. Thank you so much.